AM receiver is the topic of this lecture. We have discussed in our previous lectures amplitude modulation, detailed description of amplitude modulation, its working principle, the types of amplitude modulation by which a transmitted signal is generated which carries the message signal. And then we have also discussed about AM transmitter. AM transmitter is used to transmit the AM signal, that is amplitude modulated signal. Now the signal is modulated, it is subjected to channel. Now when it goes to channel, then comes receiver, which will receive the modulated signal. The goal is to receive the modulated signal. The goal is to receive the weakest part of modulated signal and to select our desired signal, and finally to recover our message signal which was transmitted by the transmitter. So this AM receiver will include all those components which will be used to receive the signal, to select the band, and to recover the original message signal which was transmitted. So when we are beginning with amplitude modulation receiver, when we are talking about, let's again begin with the standard definition of amplitude modulation. This is the signal, AM signal, which is transmitted by the AM transmitter. Okay, and in this signal we can see that the amplitude of carrier has varied. If you can see the envelope, the amplitude of carrier is varying, and this variation is according to instantaneous value of message signal. Now sometimes we also can say that actually this envelope is our modulating signal. So how to separate this envelope, how to recover this envelope from the modulated signal? But the first thing is to receive the modulated signal and then later to recover the modulating signal from AM signal. So if you can see an interesting receiver, a simple block diagram. This is the very first block diagram used for recovering the amplitude modulated signal. If you can see the diagram, there is an antenna which is receiving antenna which receives the signal, and then it is fed to RF amplifier. It goes to tuner, then it goes to detector, and then finally audio amplifier, and the audio signal which has been detected and amplified is delivered through speaker. So this is a typical block diagram of an AM receiver. The way transmitter works, in the opposite way receiver will definitely work. It will capture the signal, the radio wave, processes the exact wave. This is by using tuner, and then we detect the signal by using suitable type of demodulator. So it extracts the audio signal that was mixed with the wave which has been intercepted by the antenna, and that signal gets amplified, and then finally we deliver that signal through the speaker. Now let us understand all these major components one by one briefly. Antenna is a common device both in transmitter as well as receiver. In receiver, it is used to receive, whereas in transmitter, it is used to transmit the signal. So the signal when it is received here, it is sent to RF amplifier. Radio wave is received, radio wave is intercepted, and then it is sent to RF amplifier. Now what does it do? It amplifies the input signal which is received by the antenna. Now what is the job? Is it the only purpose to amplify the signal strength? Of course it is the main purpose, but one more objective behind using RF amplifier is to improve the sensitivity. We will discuss this in detail when we move ahead. Sensitivity is an important term. Sensitivity is an ability to detect and amplify the weakest signal. Suppose in the input signal, there are some strong signals, but in some area, the signal strength is weak. Weak signal strength, and when we do not use RF amplifier kind of device, that weak signal will not get selected and amplified and will not be sent to the further stages. And therefore, sensitivity, which is ability to detect the weakest amount of signal, the weakest component of signal, and amplifying it. So whenever we use RF amplifier in any receiver, any type of AM receiver, remember the main objective is to amplify as well as to improve the sensitivity, to provide the appropriate sensitivity, which means amplifying high frequency or amplifying high signal strength as well as low signal strength signal which has been received by the antenna. And the tuner, as its name suggests, tuner, it will tune to our frequency, our modulated signal, because when this signal is received by RF, so some adjacent channels or adjacent signals which are very nearby to the modulated signal, because see, the entire signal will be received by the RF and the antenna. But what is our signal? What is our signal? Our signal will be intercepted, tuned to that range or frequency range by the tuner. And after tuning it, when we have decided that this is the modulated signal which we wanted to recover, then this modulated signal will be subjected to detector. What is detector here? Detector is demodulator, amplitude demodulator. We have discussed three major types of demodulator: envelope demodulator, square law demodulator, synchronous demodulator. So either of those demodulators can be used here depending on what application and what is the scope of the receiver, because we have seen pros and cons of each demodulator. So the modulated signal will be sent to demodulator. After demodulating, we now have obtained modulating signal. So modulating signal is our, say, audio. So audio signal, after doing all these operations, the signal strength may go down and therefore needs to be strengthened before we deliver to the output device like loudspeaker. We can pass through audio amplifier, amplifying the signal up to enough signal strength and then subjected to the speaker, where the voice which was the audio which was transmitted, that gets delivered. The audio which was transmitted, that gets delivered. So this is how this block diagram works. So as we have seen that the major components are antenna. We have already discussed its role to capture the radio wave. RF amplifier, I have already explained you, sensitivity is an important term. Therefore, it says it's a sensitive amplifier which is used to amplify the very weak radio signal also from the antenna, which is received by the antenna, and the signal which is processed by the tuner. So even the weakest component is also amplified by the RF amplifier. Then, as you can see that as I also told you, the tuner is used to tune, is used to select, is used to provide us a particular frequency. So to extract that particular frequency from a mix of a number of frequencies which have been received by the antenna and amplified by the RF amplifier, tuner is used. The tuner may be, there is an example of tuner circuit. There are different types of tuner. A simplest form of tuner is, a tank circuit. Sometimes we call it as tank circuit as well, which is a parallel combination of an inductor and a capacitor. This tuner will tune to certain frequency called as resonant frequency. How do we actually determine the value of resonant frequency? 1 by 2 pi square root of LC, where L is an inductor and C is the value of capacitance. And remember, when we vary capacitance or when we vary inductance, this resonant frequency will change. So when we keep certain values of capacitor or inductor, will get a definite value of a particular value of resonant frequency. And once you tune at certain frequency, that frequency will only be chosen and be passed, and other frequencies will not be selected by the tuner. So the frequency is determined by these values: electrical components, inductance, and the capacitance. In the simplest radio receiver, the tuning is adjusted by varying the number of turns of wire in the coil. Why? Because see, how do we design an inductor? We have wrapping up coils. Number of turns of the coils are there, which develops a magnetic effect, inducive effect, and the number of turns is very important in the inductor. So when we vary the number of turns, either we reduce or increase, the inductance value offered by the inductor will change, and when it changes, the frequency will also change. So there is a tuner which is used to generate a certain particular frequency. It means when there is a tuner which is tuned at certain frequency, it receives a wide range of frequency. It will only select that particular frequency at which it is resonating, at which it is tuned at. So then comes detector. I have already explained you. Detector is nothing but demodulator that is generally used to separate the audio signal from the carrier, because we know that if you see this diagram, we have modulated signal, AM signal, which is the combination of, which is the mixed signal of carrier and audio or the message, and therefore detector will be used to separate the audio signal. If you look at here, right, this is, we have already discussed in previous lecture. This is one example of demodulator, where you can see there is a transformer in the input, means it receives an AC input as an AM signal. See here, it's an AM signal. Then it is subjected to this diode, and this is actually an envelope demodulator. We have seen there are 3 demodulators, and these envelope demodulator, we either process we will process this signal, and since there is a diode, we know that diode only operates for the forward bias, and therefore all negative input, here, all negative input, the diode is reverse bias, so we do not get any output. No current will pass from here, so no output will be obtained from here across the load. But all these positive input you see here, whether it is increasing or decreasing, when it is increasing, the rectifier, it will act as a rectifier, it will generate a kind of, pulsed output, a form of ripple, we know that. So you see here, this is a ripple, and now when it is going down, it's also going down. So for this, how will we get? We'll get, there is positive ripple and there is negative, positive or ripple, negative. But there is a filter also, we know that, because in the output of a rectifier there will be ripples, so we can pass through a filter and there is the audio signal. We know that if it is purely rectifier, it will generate DC signal, but it doesn't happen, it will generate ripples. So those ripples here are envelope, which is used to separate the envelope. Our interest is to separate the envelope, because see, when it charges, when it is conducting, when we get the positive output, when it is again going down, the amount of bias will decrease, the current will be less, so the load output will be going, that is reducing, again increasing, again increasing. So this is how we have recovered this audio signal. So the high frequency carrier signal is filtered out, leaving the low frequency signal, which is modulated. Okay, this part. The output filter has time constant. This is very important in this demodulator, which we have discussed in demodulator while talking about time constraint, time constant, that is multiplication of the resistance and capacitance used in this circuit. So time constant, which is too long to respond to high frequency carrier, but it is small enough to follow the period of the signal. We have discussed that the time constant must not be very, very high or must not be very low. It must have some medium value. It must have some average value. It must have some mean value, so that it can produce, it can provide a smooth audio signal. When it is very high, that is also not allowed. Distortion is resulted. When it is very low, it will not follow the path, that is the envelope. So, but anyway, we don't want to discuss the demodulator here in detail. What we are interested to discuss here is the detector is a demodulator which is used in the AM receiver to detect the modulating signal. To detect the modulating signal. So that's all. Then audio amplifier, we have already discussed. This amplifies the weak signal that comes from detector, because see, when the detector operates, the strength is affected, the strength of signal which will be produced is affected. So we can use a simple transistor amplifier. There are IC version devices. So in IC version devices, IC version different amplifiers can be used. But basically in basic amplifier, that is AM receiver circuit, we can use a simple transistor amplifier that will amplify the audio signal, so that some voice signal which is not very much audible after detecting the AM signal, that voice, that audio can also get strengthened before we pass it, before you subject it to the speaker, that is the output device. So that was about a basic, a simple AM receiver. The next comes, which is today, currently used in all AM receiver, the architecture we can say, which is super heterodyne receiver. Rather than using ordinary AM receiver, we prefer super heterodyne receiver. Now you can see here, there are two terms. We write it together, super heterodyne, but it is made up of two words, super and heterodyne. Heterodyne means to mix, and super means more number of times, more number of mixing. So when you mix it twice, thrice, or more than 3 times, it will be called as super mixing, super heterodyne. So in super heterodyne receiver, what we can understand is some mixing takes place, Because in the ordinary AM amplifier, you have seen that you can see here in this diagram there is no mixing up any signal, but in super heterodyne receiver there is mixing up some signal. We'll see what mixing takes place, and that mixing may repeat, and that repetition heterodyning more number of times is called as super heterodyne. It has its advantage by doing more number of times. So super heterodyne performs much better than the ordinary AM receiver. That is simple AM receiver block diagram of the circuit. So it uses signal mixing as I mentioned here. Signal mixing takes place. Input radio signal is mixed, and then we get an IF signal. When we go to the block diagram, you will see here we get, you see here mixer is used, we get IF amplifier. That IF amplifier, that IF signal actually, then we pass through IF amplifier. The signal which is generated is intermediate frequency signal. Now, as its name suggests, intermediate frequency. This is not the final frequency. So it's an intermediate frequency. So the intermediate frequency is generated. And then, of course, when we again see, please remember, whenever the signal passes through any electronic circuit or signal processing circuit, the strength definitely is affected. So that IF signal which is generated by the heterodyne process, it is subjected to IF amplifier. Then it is fed to the detector, and then the process repeats. You know, after detector, passing through detector, we'll recover the audio signal. Then it can be passed through some audio amplifier or power amplifier to strengthen, to make it more powerful, to make it more strong signal. We can pass through audio amplifier or power amplifier or series of power amplifier to make it signal strength much higher, so that the delivery can be impactful through the speaker. So the aim is, as I mentioned, that RF amplifier. In the simple AM receiver, we have used RF amplifier. The RF amplifier is mainly used to improve the sensitivity in the receiver. Now there is another term, selectivity. Selectivity. We will discuss this term later in this lecture, but we must know what selectivity is. Selectivity is the ability to select the desired signal. Selectivity is to select the desired band. So that ability is enhanced by the component called as IF amplifier. So in receiver, there are two stages. In super heterodyne, RF is there, of course, which is used to improve the sensitivity. But when it comes to selectivity, we will use IF amplifier. So look at the block diagram here very carefully. This is the block diagram. All right. So in the block diagram, you can see that there is RF filter section here, RF amplifier and RF filter, as you can say. And then you see here, after passing through antenna, say there is one example of 1 millivolt and then 1000 kilohertz. Suppose this is the signal received. Just to highlight an example I have taken from circuitdigest.com. So the credit goes to this image source. So let us say this is a signal which is received, which has signal strength 1 millivolt, because it has traveled to long distance. Signal strength has become less. The frequency is 1000 kilohertz, means 1 megahertz. It is passed through RF amplifier, where it will also select this particular frequency, as well as it will also amplify the signal. So even the lowest frequency component is there. That component, there is big signal, that component will also get amplified by the RF amplifier. And then what is the next stage? The next stage is mixer, where it is passing. So mixer, as its name suggests, needs at least two things to mix something with other thing. So therefore, you see here there are two inputs. One is the output of RF. Second is we generate some local oscillator frequency. We generate some local oscillator frequency, FO. Sometimes we call it as FO. And this local oscillator frequency is used or is mixed with the signal which is received. And after mixing it, see, mixer is a term that generates sum as well as difference component. Right? When we go into the detailed analysis of channel selectivity analysis, we'll find that some term is not chosen, the difference term is chosen. Difference term gives better selectivity. So that difference term, which is the output of mixer, is chosen, and that term is called as RF IF, that is intermediate frequency. So it is passed to first IF filter. We are calling it as a filter, but why we are calling? So that we can exactly pass our range of frequency. You see here it has been amplified, and we are interested to we are interested for our IF signal. Then it is passed to IF amplifier. Then second IF filter, we can pass through another IF filter, another IF amplifier, then third IF filter, and then the IF amplifier, you can see it's repeating. So if you see here the output of IF amplifier, it is subjected to or the IF filter, it is subjected to IF amplifier. You can see here 50 millivolt, 455 kilohertz, because we have chosen the difference component, IF component as 455 kilohertz, 50 millivolt. Then it goes to second IF filter, IF amplifier. See, the signal strength becomes even high, 2 volt, and the frequency remains same, 450 kilohertz. Then see here, the signal strength is slightly low, 1 volt, but the frequency now we are getting 1 kilohertz with 455 kilohertz ripple, right? 1 kilohertz with 455 kilohertz. You see here, the upper part has been recovered where there are ripples, right? And this frequency, which is 1 kilohertz, as the envelope is finally recovered, after passing it to detector, we get this signal, and then after passing through detector, that the diode, the envelope detector works, we get the envelope of the signal as the audio signal, and this signal goes to audio amplifier where the signal strength gets enhanced, and then it is passed to speaker. What is one more interesting thing you look at here, that is the detector, there is some feedback mechanism which is going to IF amplifier. Actually, this is an important requirement in AM receiver called as sometimes automatic gain control or automatic volume control or automatic voltage control. There are three terms written for this: AVC or AGC, automatic voltage control, automatic gain control. So in AM receiver, we know that's amplitude modulated signal. There must not be any amplitude variation here. So whenever there is an amplitude variation, that limits the performance of the AM receiver. So in order to avoid that, until the amplitude variation is removed, we pass some DC bias in a negative manner to IF amplifier, so that that amplitude variation gets corrected, right? Gets addressed. So this is the mechanism called as AGC, automatic gain control, so that amplitude variation is eliminated, is removed, and we get a proper gain control, and we get the appropriate value of amplitude, the signal strength of audio while we are delivering to the speaker. So this block diagram is an interesting block diagram, which is an extension of simple AM receiver, but the scheme, the arrangement is called as super heterodyne. It is because of heterodyne means mixing means whenever IF term is there, mixing is taking place, but we are doing more number of times here, so called as super heterodyne. The main aim of super heterodyne arrangement is to improve the selectivity, because in any receiver, selectivity is an important factor, very, very important. If the selectivity is poor, adjacent channel, the correct band but adjacent channel frequency may also get selected. That will produce distortion in the final output while receiving or delivering to the speaker or any output device. And therefore, super heterodyne plays an important role to get a brilliant value, brilliant amount of selectivity. Whereas RF amplifier plays its role as it has played the role in the ordinary or simple AM receiver. So let us understand these. We have already discussed the components, but the AM receivers we have noted high selectivity filters. High selectivity filters are used so that the IF frequency stages can provide better selectivity. High sensitivity is provided by the RF stage, and IF stage is it used to provide selectivity. So if amplifier strips provides high gain, strong signal response because of use of automatic gain control. I have already explained that automatic gain control is there so that proper response without any variation can be obtained. RF filter, this is some kind of physics of RF filter. It's a combination of ferrite rod antenna coil and a variable capacitor so that after receiving it, we can receive a signal of certain frequency range properly and will also amplify by the RF amplifier. So it induces coil and parallel capacitor control and frequency resonate using resonant frequency is chosen with the help of ferrite antennas to receive the best when the resonant frequency of capacitor is coil. It is tuned to the station carrier frequency. Then heterodyne local oscillator, it generates the frequency. Local level, we call it as local oscillator, which is generated the receiver locally. We do not send with the transmitted signal, so we call it as a local oscillator frequency. Why it is needed? It is needed to mix with the original signal which is being received. There is complete analysis which we will discuss in next lecture, subsequent lecture, that what should be the value of the local oscillator frequency so that there is a proper recovery of signal and we get the enhanced selectivity, better selectivity as well. Then comes mixer. We have already discussed it generates sum and difference term, but the difference term is preferred mostly because it provides better selectivity and it rejects the adjacent channel interference as well. IF amplifier, there was first IF filter and IF amplifier. So IF filter, it selects the filter with selects the frequency of the desired band, and then it is the gain. It is subjected to IF amplifier whose gain factor is very high. So enhancement amplification takes place. But this amplification must not be very high or must not be very low. Otherwise, there will be distortion, right? So the gain is a moderate value, maybe say 50 to 100. Otherwise, distortion may result. So it must not be very high. It must not be very low also. When it is very low also, then there is some adverse effect due to the parasitic, oscillation that can also take place. So amplifier is controlled by AGC. We have discussed, that is automatic gain control, which actually is used to remove any amplitude variation and it smoothens when the output is rough. That is smoothing takes place by using AGC. So AGC signal is fed to the base as a negative voltage, as I told you. Because see, whenever we are passing through an amplifier, mostly we prefer common emitter amplifier. So common emitter amplifier has the base terminal as an input. So you can look at here as the negative voltage given to the base, right? So negative bias is given so that the output can be, limited. The amplitude ripple, amplitude variation, amplitude over values can be suppressed and can be limited. So in NPN transistor, it puts the base bias voltage lower, and therefore the gain will be slightly lowered. As we have also noted that when gain is very high, so the distortion is resulted. So in order to, because of that distortion amplitude varies. So when we want to address the variation in amplitude, the distortion has to be removed, and when we want to reduce the distortion, the gain has to be appropriately controlled. And this can be done by providing a negative bias in a feedback mechanism from detector to the IF amplifier stage to the base input of common emitter, maybe NPN transistor amplifier. So second IF filter, then it lets the signal of second IF amplifier is there that will further improve the selectivity. Then AGC is not connected here because AGC is there in the initial input. So there only it will control the amplitude variation. The output of second IF amplifier goes to third IF filter, where it only allows signals of the IF frequency and again improving the selectivity, and then it feeds to the detector. And then what does detector do? We know that Detector is generally germanium diode or diode connected transistor or any other type of demodulator that will demodulate the signal. Envelope demodulator is very popularly used, but any demodulator can be used depending on the application, percentage of modulation which has been used while transmitting the signal. And then accordingly, after passing it through the detector, we get the strong, component, that audio component, but the signal strength might be again less. So we pass through audio amplifier where the audio signal strength is increased, and then the improved, the enhanced signal strength audio signal is subjected to a speaker where the audio is delivered, the audio is generated. So since we are talking about selectivity and sensitivity in AM receiver, which are very, very important terms. So let's just see what the selectivity and sensitivity are. You see here the first diagram. This highlights about selectivity. If you look at here, there are different frequency components. There are two sidebands which are centered at 1430. There are other sidebands which are centered at 1440, 1450 kilohertz. There is another sideband which is centered at 1460 kilohertz. So what is our interest? Our interest to get the frequency bands which are centered or which are around 1440 kilohertz. So what is the job of IF amplifier arrangement, the super heterodyne mixing, to get a better selectivity? Means to correctly select the proper or the desired resonant frequency and the sidebands, and to eliminate, not to allow the adjacent components. That is very important. Let these adjacent components, which are in this case centered at 1450 kilohertz and 1430 kilohertz, are not allowed in the to the further stages. So this is what is selectivity. Selectivity is the ability. Selectivity is the ability to allow to pass the desired signal and to attenuate, rather to attenuate is better term rather than to eliminate. To attenuate the sideband frequency or adjacent channel frequency. We'll actually say that they need to be eliminated, but they not, we do not have any ideal filter kind of arrangement. But IF amplifier can be repeated a number of times and we can have more or better and better selectivity. This is the sensitivity curve. Look at here. You can see here, this is the plot of, you see microvolt versus frequency. What is this? That, as I told you, sensitivity means the ability to detect and amplify the weakest signal. So therefore on x-axis frequency is there, and as you can see there are low frequency 600, 1000 and 1400 kilohertz, and if you can see the amplitude is slightly increasing. So the amount of voltage in microvolt is getting improved when we are going from low frequency. So we can say the sensitivity is defined as microvolt or millivolt per unit frequency. Microvolt or millivolt per kilohertz. That is that with respect to the frequency, what is the lowest frequency, lowest signal, maybe in microvolt or millivolt, that can be detected, and that can also be, after detecting it, that can be amplified. So sensitivity is generally expressed in microvolt or millivolt per unit frequency per kilohertz, right? Because the weak signals are more important to be highlighted, detected, and amplified. So microvolt per unit kilohertz, and then selectivity is the term which is used, which indicates an ability to select the desired signal and to remove the adjacent channel signal, so that we get the appropriate signal delivered at the output device called as receiver. So let's summarize this lecture. This lecture is all about AM receiver. AM receiver is opposite to AM transmitter. AM transmitter is used to transmit the AM signal which is received by the AM receiver. In a simple block diagram of AM receiver, we have seen that antenna is there, then it passes the signal through RF amplifier where sensitivity is improved, then it goes to the tuner where we tune the certain wave which we want to extract, and then it is passed to detector where the original message signal is separated from the modulated signal. And then once audio is detected, it is passed to audio amplifier, and then we can deliver to the speaker. But that is an ordinary simple AM receiver. But in all modern application receivers, what we do is generally that we use the super heterodyne receiver, where heterodyne is a term which is used to mix. So the mixing of frequency with a locally generated oscillator frequency, and we generate the IF frequency. And that is done sometimes more than one or more than two times in order to improve better selectivity. Then we pass through IF amplifier, then again detector. And in super heterodyne receiver, what we have also seen that we also use a negative feedback mechanism called as automatic gain control AGC in order to avoid any distortion, in order to avoid any variation or fluctuation in the amplitude of the signal. So AM receiver is very, very important device while implementing with radio receiver and recovering the radio signal which has been or which was transmitted by the AM transmitter. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you.